Hello, Laura here from Laura's Crafty Life. Today I'm going to show you how to use the Make It Now feature with Cricut Design Space. To get started, you want to open Cricut Design Space. Today I'm working on my laptop computer. You'll want to make sure you're logged into your account. And then when you first pull up Cricut Design Space, you can scroll down and see some of the featured Make It Now projects that are displayed on the page. But today we want to create a Mother's Day card. So we're going to go over to here to this little drop-down box that says All Categories. The first category that pops up is called Cricut Access. This will pull up all of the projects that are available if you have a Cricut Access subscription. So you can scroll through all of these and decide what you want to make. If you know that you have a particular holiday or event coming up, then you can click on the drop-down menu again and choose your category, and it will pull up all of those Make It Now projects for that category. So today we're going to be making a Mother's Day card. So I'm going to navigate down to where it says Mother's Day and click on that. And this pulls up all of the Make It Now Mother's Day card projects. As you can see, there's 44 results. Some of them have this little A and green little tab in the corner. If you don't have an Access subscription, or you want to make a project without the little Access symbol on it, you may have to purchase some of the images if you don't already own them. So if you have a Cricut Access subscription, you may want to look for those because those projects will be free for you to create. So today we're going to scroll down and we're going to be making this card called the Lace Floral card. This is included with your Cricut Access subscription, so there will be no fee for me to make this today because I have a subscription. So I'm going to click on the project, and every Make It Now project is set up kind of the same way. You'll have the title of the project. It will show you whether it's easy or difficult. It'll show you the approximate amount of time it will take you to create the project. It will have a description of what you're making. It will list out all of the materials you need to create the project. It'll have a list of project resources, which are the different images that you're going to be using for your project. So this is where there could be a potential fee if you don't have, if you don't own one of the images. And then there's a set of instructions on exactly how to create the project. So for our card, we need the Cricut Explore machine, the software, a mat, a scoring stylus, several types of cardstock and paper, a brad, and adhesive. So I like to get all of these things together before I start making my project, and it makes it very easy to create it once I have everything together. To start with, the instructions say to prep by inserting the scoring stylus into Accessory clamp A. So you're going to do this on the actual machine itself. You have your clamp B, which holds your blade, and A is for accessories like the scoring stylus or a pen. And then if you want to make the project exactly as it's shown here, all you have to do is click Make It Now. This won't take you to where you can edit anything. It'll just take you directly to your mats, and then you will simply click Go and start creating your project. As you can see here, we're going to need 5 different types of paper. So we need green cardstock to cut out this doily shape. This will cut out the base of the card, and this is where you'll use your scoring stylus. This is the pattern paper that it makes the background of the card behind the flower, and then this is for the white flowers. If you want to make more than one of this particular project, let's say you want to make Mother's Day cards for your mom and your mother-in-law, you would select the number of project copies up here at the top and then click Apply. And what this will do is it will double all of the images that you're cutting out. Today I'm only interested in making one set of the card, so I'm going to go ahead and choose one project copy and click Apply. This will pull up the first mat that needs to be cut, and this is green cardstock. We're not choosing mirror image because this is a paper project and we want everything to be cut out just how it's shown on the mat. So once I have everything just how I want it, I'm going to go ahead and click Go. It will search for your machine and link your project from your computer or your iPad or whatever you're working on. So I have it set right now for, my machine is already set to custom, so I need to go change it real quickly to show cardstock because we're going to be cutting out some textured cardstock. You can see now that it says cardstock plus here. I always choose that option. It's the dot right past cardstock for any time I cut out textured cardstock. I'm going to choose fast mode, which will help cut this out a little bit faster and make this project a little bit quicker. And now I'm going to go to my machine and start cutting out each of the mats. So we're cutting out the green cardstock leaves. So I'm going to put the green cardstock on my mat. Load it on there. Put it into the machine. Press the load button. And then once this button flashes, I'm going to click it and that will start to cut out the green leaf. I'm going to unload the mat, flip the mat over and pull my cardstock off of it. This helps to prevent the paper from becoming bent and creased. To easily get these little leaves off of the mat, I like to use the spatula tool and just reach underneath it and pull them off. So you can see we've got one leaf, and then another leaf, another leaf. So now the leaves have been cut out of the green textured cardstock and it's time to cut out the doily shape. I'm using Vellum, so I set the Smart Set dial to custom, and I'm going to select from this drop-down list, and I'm going to choose Vellum. This will automatically cut the material just right, and I need to go back now and load my mat and cut out the doily shape. Now we're going to cut out the doily. Since we're using Vellum, we want to use one of these blue light grip mats. We're going to place our Vellum here on the mat. Make sure it's stuck down really well. Load it into the machine. And then click the little Cricut button. Now we're going to remove the vellum from the mat, so begin by peeling the mat away from your project. Use the scraper tool to loosen the edges around the perimeter of your project so that you can help peel it up without tearing it. Once you have it off, you can use the weeder tool to help get out any of the little bits and pieces that may be stuck in your design. And then to get all the little bits and pieces that are still stuck on your mat, you can use the scraper tool to clean it off very quickly. And now your mat is all clean and ready to use for the next time. So now we've cut out the doily out of vellum, and so now it is time to cut out the cardstock base. You'll see again I've set my custom Smart Set dial to Cardstock Plus because I'm cutting it out of texture cardstock. And this time I'm going to use the scoring tool along with my cutting blade, so I want to make sure that that is installed before I click go. Now you're going to load the scoring tool into Accessory slot A. Place your textured cardstock onto your mat. Load the mat into your machine. It will score the line where the middle of the card is, and then it will cut out the shape. So now we've cut out the pink cardstock base, and now we're going to cut out the pattern paper. Again, we can choose fast mode, and I chose light cardstock, and I will use my light grip cutting mat because I'm using a thinner pattern paper, and it makes it easier to get it off of the mat without tearing it or without the edges curling up too much. Lastly, we're going to cut out the white flowers out of white textured cardstock. So again, I've chosen Cardstock Plus. I'm going to choose fast mode to cut them out a little bit quicker. And now we have all the pieces cut out for our card, and we can go ahead and click Finish. And this will take you back to the Make It Now project instruction page. And this is the point where I will show you how we can customize this card. For example, if you wanted to change the size or possibly add another flower to it, or in this case, I'm going to show how we can write something on the inside of the card using one of the Cricut pens. So to be able to change something about this design so that it doesn't turn out exactly the way that they have in the picture, instead of clicking Make It Now, we're going to click Customize. This will take us to the design software where all of the pieces will be here for us to move around or add to. So this is the spot where you could, for example, if you wanted to add 2 flowers to the card, you could choose each of these little flower shapes and make another one for it to cut out. So right now I'm just going to move all of these extra pieces out of the way. I am going to rotate this 90 degrees so that I can write on the inside of the card right here. I am going to add a text box, and I'm going to type Happy Mother's Day, love, Laura. So now to edit this so that it fits and it's a great font for writing with the pen, I'm going to center it first of all. I am going to choose Has a Writing Style. And then I'm going to choose which font that I want to add. We're going to choose the Yours Truly font. And then, as you can see, the letters are not connecting right now. So we are going to decrease the letter spacing until they look like they're all going to touch. And then we're going to make this smaller so it fits inside of here. And now we're going to go back to the layers and we're going to choose this one. I have the Candy Crystal just so I can see how it's going to look, and I think that will look very nice on the pink background. So we're going to select both the writing and the card, and we're going to click Attach. This will make sure that it writes on the inside of the card. It will say Happy Mother's Day, love, Laura. So now we're going to click Go. So we're going to click Go. We're going to click Fast Mode. And then we're going to load our paper and our mat into the machine. Now that we have the paper loaded onto the mat and into the machine, you'll see up here it shows please load the scoring stylus into accessory clamp A. So you want to make sure you follow these instructions so it's not trying to write with the scoring tool or score with your pen. So you just follow along with the instructions, click Go, and then it will prompt you at the correct time to go ahead and change out the scoring tool for the pen. So now, as you can see, the card has been scored, and so now it's asking to load the pen into the accessory clamp instead of the scoring tool. So you'll do that and then click Go. It will write the words and then cut out the card. And so now that the card has been scored, the words Happy Mother's Day have been written on the inside and the card base has been cut out, it will prompt you to cut out the next mat, which we're going to skip since we've already cut out all of our pieces for our mat. The next thing to do is to assemble our card.